Hi, this is Jeffrey Paul Ross. Welcome to nextlevelguitar.com. We're continuing in our Inspired By series, and today we're going to work on a series of licks you can use in rock and roll. These licks are kind of gypsy, maybe even Django Reinhardt inspired, and I'm using a Strat to get a particular sound. It's the sound of the Strat where in the old days when they only had 3 position switches, you had to kind of bend the toggle switch to get it to stick in that in-between position, as we called it. And when you do that, you get both of these pickups simultaneously. You get the middle pickup and the back pickup. And it's a very well-established sound. You heard a lot on pop records, starting in the late 60s and early 70s. A lot of blues guys use this tone, like Buddy Guy and Otis Rush. And so this should sound familiar to you. And we're going to be in the key of D minor. Now, if you would like a free video lesson with a corresponding ebook, please click on the link in the text box below, and we will send you the free video lesson and free ebook from nextlevelguitar.com. So just click on that link below. We'll start with this little intro lick, and then we'll go into the hobbity-hibbita licks, as I call them. I'm kind of thinking out of this D minor bar chord or this D minor triad here. So we're going to start. Now I'm using my thumb and my first finger because it really, I think it sounds better than, the pick just sounds too straight. This, it adds that kind of pop to it, so. And this riff is going to start. It's going to start with your first finger on the 5th fret on the D string, and you're going to hammer on with your 3rd finger a whole step up to the A note on the D string, 7th fret. You're going to hit. You're going to immediately jump down with your 3rd finger to the G string. And we're going to kind of arpeggiate this D minor chord. So 2nd finger there on the B string on the 6th fret. 1st finger on the high E string on the 5th fret. You're going to kind of hammer on with your 2nd finger. So hammer on and then come back to this note. And then we're going to go to this note. It's a G note on the B string on the 8th fret. And we're just going to go down a whole step with our 2nd finger. A half step with our 1st finger. And then with our 2nd finger, we're going to come back on this note right here. And we're going to bend up. Now, don't try to bend it with just your 2nd finger. Put your 1st finger behind it. And kind of squeeze your hand like that. And you bring it up. So you're going to bring it up to that note. It's a whole step. And then that E note there on the B string on the 5th fret with your 1st finger. And then resolve it on the D note, the bottom note of that little triad. And then we're going to go back up again. Now, when I hit that note, when I get to that high note, you're kind of going to use the energy from that hit. You're going to let it continue as you're going to slide up to the C note here on the 8th fret. And then you're going to let it drop back down a half step to the B note. You see, I'm only picking that one. So now we're going to move on to the habita licks, as I call them. And these licks have been popular. Geez, I think the first guy I heard doing was Buddy Guy. A lot of the British rock guys did it excessively, I thought, but anyway. And these were probably the precursors to the Van Halen tap. But anyway, we're going to do these. Now these are all little double stops, and I will try to play this pattern as slowly as I can. Let's start with this little double stop here. We're going to be on the 10th fret on the B string, with our second finger, and then put your first finger on the 9th fret on the high E. And you can use a pick. I like to use my fingers. So I'm going to try to slow the pattern down. After this note, with your little finger, you're going to come up to the high E on the 12th fret. And that's all it is. Okay, so now the next pattern, you're going to bar on the 10th fret. Now all these are on the high E and the B string. So now we're going to bar here on the 10th fret. Now it's the same exact pattern with your right hand as this one. Now the next, this one is like this one, but it's up here on the 13th fret and the 12th fret, B and E respectively. And then the last one, we're up here on the 15th fret with our third finger on the B string, then 13th fret on the high E string with your first finger. And then with our little finger, we're coming out here and hitting that high A note. So, and once again, it's the same pattern. And like I said, go back and forth. So this has been Jeffrey Paul Ross for NextLevelGuitar.com, reminding you that we have over 1,000 different types of guitar lessons, starting with beginners, then intermediate, and on up through advanced. So we'll see you next time.